It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to The Pet Show. Is your Newfoundland acting a bit nerdy? Does your Manx kitten have you mystified? Are your pugs always ready for the party? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to really understand and learn about your dogs and cats, you want to know them as well as they know you. If you're confused about your pet's behavior or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show. America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, pet lifestyle, pet love. You get the idea. We love animals here on The Pet Show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those furry little buddies with you, folks. It is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the Evergrowing Pet Show family, if you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior and I can help you resolve it, if you want to brag about a new dog or cat you recently rescued, if you just want to talk about a dog or cat in the past that really improved your life or really made you a better person, great time to give me a call as well. And I stress this every week. Sometimes when you call and talk about an amazing dog or cat that you rescued, you helped, you found, you adopted, you fostered, it encourages more of my listeners. Remember, we're The Pet Show, so I would say that 100% of my listeners are loving animals. Maybe a little fanatic as well. But anyway, the bottom line is, if you call me and you express the relationship that you've established with a rescue dog or an adopted dog, it encourages other people to maybe do the same thing, and that way maybe we can find more homes for all those animals that need them. Also, if you're new to The Pet Show, just a reminder that if you call up and you get to talk to me live on the air, everyone that calls into the show and gets to speak to me live on the air will in fact be getting a fabulous gift for your dog or your cat. Many of the items worth as much as $50. I got a cranberry leaf, hemp seed oil, no scratch spray, anti-lick paw spray, hugs and kisses, Lucy pet food, kitty lickers, a whole list of stuff to give away. So everyone that calls in gets to talk to me live on the air will get a great gift for their dog or cat. So if you have a question or just want to share a great comment, your dog is chewing, jumping, barking, digging, scratching, humping everything in sight, you get the idea, your cat refuses to use the litter box, great time to give me a call. And if you get through and talk to the lovely Suzette, a fabulous gift will be on its way for your little buddy out there. And as I said, many of the items I give away worth as much as $50. So it's a great time to give me a call. The phone number here at The Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA. Put that in your head. 866-870 KRLA. But if you're more of a numbers person like me, that's 866-870 5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. As I said, lots of pretty amazing stuff to give away. And again, I've been talking about this, and people say, Warren, how can you give such expensive things and so many things away on your show? Well, many of the items that I have available for you guys are related directly to a resolution that you may be calling me about. For example, let's say you have a dog that's scooting along the ground with its butt. No one likes that. I have some great supplements for that as well. So I kind of relay what you're asking me and try to find that prize that fits you perfectly. Again, the number here, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. I feel so underdressed here today. This is the first time in 43 years on the radio I've ever worn a short sleeve shirt to do the show. I usually Not a great shirt, my LL Bean shirt. By the way, I think this is LL Bean too. But it's the first time I've worn a short sleeve shirt, I think. How do you like it, Alex? Good? Yeah, you guess. I know you guess. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let me tell you what's coming up on today's show. As always, your phone calls, your questions, your comments are always my priority. So if you want to find out why your dog or cat is behaving a certain way, or more importantly, want to find out why they may have changed their behavior, which is something you should be concerned about, I will help you resolve any issues that you may be having. Coming up on today's show, though, and this is important stuff, let's face it, dogs don't have iPhones. They don't have smart watches. So how do your dogs always know what time it is? Now, if you don't believe me, just try feeding your dog or cat later than it's dinner time. How do they know time? How do your dogs and cats really know what time it is? And believe me, they do. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And do you believe your dogs or cats can actually tell time? Give me a call. Let me know. Also coming up, this is interesting. This is something no one else talks about, but my psychosis, my neurosis, my craziness, my insanity, this is the stuff that keeps me up at night. What is my dog's opinion about the people I hang out with? I know what my opinion may be about some of the people I hang out with, but my dogs, what is their opinion? So we're going to talk about that later. Do you believe that our dogs and cats can actually form different opinions about our friends and our family? Can they have different opinions? Or dogs and cats, do they have opinions? I know they do. You may disagree with me. Give me a call, 866-870-5752. Also, we talk a lot about compulsive behavior when it comes to dogs, but it's not just for dogs. Cats can suffer with OCD as well. We'll explain and share what you should look for and how to help. Now, your dog has a belly, right? I'm assuming your dog has a belly. My dogs have bellies. So here's the deal. You may think you know your dog's belly, but it's there more than the occasional rub. It's not just a matter of rolling on their back and getting a little rub. The exposure of the belly means a whole lot of things. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Bellies. I love talking about puppy bellies. I love kissing them on the belly, too. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Anyway, as always, plenty of time for your questions and comments. As I said, lots of super stuff to give away. So, if your pet happens to be chewing, jumping, maybe confused about the litter box, the new rescue isn't housebroken, suffering with separation anxiety, your feral feline is depressed, your dog's chasing anything that moves, cat scratched your favorite chair, and your dog believes that if it moves, or even if it doesn't move, he's going to hump it. He's going to hump it. That's what we do here on the Pet Show, help you resolve any issues that you may be having with your dog or cat, a whole lot more likely any issues that your dog or cat may be having. I say this every week. And if you were to listen to some of my YouTube stuff or see some of the emails I get, I'm telling you, our pets have more problems with us, believe me, than we have with them. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. If you want to ask a question on YouTube, I'll try to take some questions there as well. We are broadcasting live on YouTube. If you want to see the face and the new look with the short sleeve shirt, you can check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. So here's the deal. This is the question of the day. I was talking about the question of the day with other people, and they said, Warren, we like you. We totally respect your knowledge. We know you've trained for years on every continent. But really, you believe that dogs and cats can form opinions about people? Well, I do. Help me out here, folks. So that's the question of the day. Do you believe that dogs and cats can have opinions about the people that they know? Can our dogs and cats have opinions about the people they know? Give me a call, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time because, hey, before we go anywhere, I've talked about this once before, but it happened to me again this week. I was out doing my morning workout. And there's I was going to use the word gentleman, but I don't think I'm going to use that word. There's some guy walking this beautiful, beautiful Rhodesian Ridgeback. And as I'm walking down the street, the dog is peeing on a pole. And their guardian, I don't even like the word guardian with this guy, is pulling the dog away saying, hurry up, I got to get home, hurry. Wow. Warren, with his big mouth, turns around and says, hey, let the dog pee. Please just let the dog pee. And the guy got a little angry at me, and he looked at me kind of strangely, and I said, okay, Warren, here's another black eye and bloody nose, which when it comes to dogs, I don't mind, but here's the bottom line. I said to him, listen, it's your dog's walk. And if you don't give enough time to pee, he's going to pee in the house, right? And then you're going to get really angry with him. Guy gave me the dirtiest look you can imagine. Dirtiest look you can imagine. Excuse me. So I said to him, you know, if I had one wish, if there was a genie here, and I can rub the lamp and get one wish, here's my wish. I wish I could stand behind you at an event in the men's room when you were at the urinal. I wish I could stand right behind you and say, hurry up, I got to get home. Let's go. The guy totally looked at me like, who is this guy? This man's insane. And we both went in our different directions. But that's how I feel. Sometimes we're just not fair to our dogs and cats. They have physical needs, they have emotional needs, and for the dog to just be lifting his leg and the owner saying, hurry up, that's not fair. That's not good. Do you agree or disagree with me? Give me a call. Should I have said something? Should I have not said something? Was the guy right? Was Warren wrong? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get it. Lots of good stuff coming up on today's show. I did a lot of work putting the show together this week as well. For example, did you know there are now urgent pet care places for your pets? Oh, you don't need an appointment. You just walk in. Can't do that many places. We'll talk about that. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. In fact, let me start out with a call right now. Let me go to my friend Dave in Bueno Park. Hey, Dave. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing super. How about you?
Pretty good. You talk about dogs telling time. Every day at 5:30, my Sadie, my 100-pound blue-nosed pit, she sits and stares me in the face until I ask her if she's hungry. I don't care if it's daylight savings. I don't care what time of year. She stares at me until I feed her. Then I'm kind of a night owl. Around 1 o'clock in the morning, she knows it's time to go to bed. She stares me in the face again. So my dog controls me.
Oh, there's no doubt, and that's a good thing, right?
I love it. I love it.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Dave. Was I right or wrong telling this guy to let the dog pee?
Let the dogs pee.
There you go. That's my new T-shirt. Let the dogs pee. I can see it.
Yeah, we need a bumper sticker.
Yeah, there you go. I don't understand why people don't understand that their dogs spend a lot of time at home. I understand people are working hard and long hours, but when you take your dog for a walk, forget about it being your walk. Enjoy it. Let the dog walk. Let the dog and watch the dog. You learn a lot by watching your dog's behavior. That's why
I want to let you know something else.
Go ahead.
You sent me some of your probiotics.
Yeah.
For her digestive problems, and they work better than anything I got at any pet store or any Amazon or anywhere. She's such a happy dog now.
Well, Dave, I'm so glad to hear that. You know, people that know me and have watched me on TV for years or listened to me on the radio for years understand that if it's not good enough for my pets, it's not good enough for yours. So I put everything I had in developing the Hugs and Kisses with that prebiotic, probiotic formula. So as a matter of fact, you know what, Dave? I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you a jar. And by the way, if you've never used my Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats, I want you to listen carefully because there's an amazing spring sale going on while supplies last again this week. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but there's a special sale where you can save a lot of money on the Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplements. I know, Alex, I know I have to go to a commercial break. I will do that when we come back. We have Monica, we have Elsa, we got Bridget, we got Richard, we got Bruce. Man, I'm breaking the sweat already. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. So that's my second question of the day. Was I wrong? Did I overstep my bounds by telling the guy to let his dog pee? And hopefully I'll be behind them one day. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. A quick break, then right back to all of your phenomenal phone calls. And we are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. That is the way to get through. I'm not wearing short sleeve shirts anymore. I'm getting a little chilled here. So I'm tossing that question to you guys. If you want to answer it, answer it. Was I wrong in opening my big mouth once again and telling someone just let their dog pee, don't pull them away? Give me a call. Let me know. You know what? Before we get back to the phones, I'm going to get right to you. I had an interesting email this week from someone who has a rescued dog that they recently rescued, and the dog was licking his lips, and the vet said, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Well, let me disagree with the vet a little bit. Having studied behavior for many, many, many years, generally speaking, when a dog licks their lips, it's indicative that the dog may be stressed or just confused or uncertain. That's why it's so important that people take time to look at their dog under normal circumstances, and this way they can tell when something's wrong. So if you have a dog that's licking his lips, it could be indicative that he's stressed out or just a bit uncertain. Back to the phone lines. We're going to go to all of you, and right now let me go to Richard in Sylmar. Hey, Richard, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
It's going good. What's up?
Of course dogs have opinions. I mean, the dog may not think about your friend, oh, he's a serial embezzler, but he knows, is he friendly? Is he safe? They can smell fear. They can smell sweat. They recognize the same things. You look at the expression on someone's face, you can tell they have a problem or don't have a problem. So to say that dogs or animals don't have opinions is nuts. As pets, I have macaws. And when you first see a bird, it's not a matter of you taking them. It's a matter of them adopting you. They'll either come to you or they won't. So yeah, of course they have opinions. They're not.
So what, Richard? What type of macaws do you have?
Oh, I've had a Hans macaw. I've had a Severe.
I am totally colorblind, and the only macaw that I can tell is the blue and gold and the hyacinth.
Oh, the hyacinth. I'd love to have one, but yeah, I don't have $25,000.
I was just going to say, aren't they like $50,000 for a breeding pair, or $70,000 for a breeding pair for the hyacinth?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
but they're the most gentle of the macaws. They're just like they sit together side by side, like Ma and Pa Kettle, rocking back and forth. They're just as gentle as can be. They're the biggest of the flying macaws, you know.
Well, years ago, I did a lot of work on Long Island with macaw rescue. Actually, it was parrot rescue, but a lot of the rescues they were doing with macaws because people were buying them like crazy in the 70s and had no idea the length of time, the amount of care. It's a living with a potential 4 or 5 year old every day. So let me go a little further with you, Richard. So if your pets do in fact form opinions, and there's no doubt that birds do, but if in fact you believe that your birds form opinions about people, do you think they retain those opinions? So if they know someone and they formed an opinion about them last week and that person comes back to your house this week, do they have that same opinion about that person?
I think they probably do. I think it's basic. You want to use the word opinion. I would use the word instinct,
Interesting. That's a good word too. Having had my life saved many times by instinctive behavior on the dogs and not on me makes all the difference. I got to move on, Richard. Great call. What do you have besides birds?
One thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your comment about should I have said something? Absolutely. The dog doesn't know how long it takes to pee, and the guy's being an idiot. Speak up.
Richard, I love you already. So, do you have any pets besides the birds?
No, it's just my wife and I, and we're gone a lot of the time, so we can only have the attention we need for the one, and our son, who has been a bird lover all along, met this bird for the first time this morning, and the bird goes, oh, he's a bird guy, right? Steps up on his hand and goes, scratch my head, go for it.
There you go. Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Anyway, what I'm going to do, because I have no food, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm sending you a T-shirt that says, none of my friends walk upright. By the way, I'm in the process... I just told you I was totally colorblind, so I'm in the process of redesigning the None of My Friends Walk Upright T-shirt. So I'll be talking more about that in the not-too-distant future. Let's go to Monica in Los Angeles. Hey, Monica, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Warren. Is there a purpose to animal control? Is it a place where... Because the neighbor I was walking, he says, this dog just is laying on my garden. He's an older man. He's laying in my front lawn, and I have to, I just called he won't leave. I just called the animal control, And that's when I got another dog, after I haven't had one for 10 years. And it's like, should I have let him go to the animal control where his owner maybe would have found him?
Yeah, I just had a situation like this week. Here's the bottom line. There was a couple, I believe. I'm trying to think where it was now. I think it was in right here in Venice Beach. There was a couple that lost their beautiful little Chihuahua. They went crazy for weeks and weeks, if not longer, looking to find their dog. Posters all over the place. However, weeks later, I guess someone ultimately realized that it might be someone else's dog. They had the dog. The people that took the dog was a good rescue. They took the dog and they took real good care of it. But they found out that the dog, in fact, had a microchip, and they wouldn't have known that had they not, later on when the people said to them. So, yeah, I think what I would have done at that point is one of two things. If you work with a veterinarian on a regular basis, I would have had the vet come directly to you or take the dog to the vet and have him scanned to see what that was. Now, my only concern is that if you take him to the shelter and they scan the microchip, what if those people are no longer around? What if they don't want the dog? Then they first will have to put the dog up for adoption, but I think they'd have to keep it for a while. So I think you need to find out if someone lost their dog. Can you imagine the heartbreak they're going through if, in fact, they did lose their dog?
Okay, thank you. I just got the idea that because he's a very independent and, it doesn't do things for you all the time. So I just have this feeling that the owner might just be tired of,
Well, no, listen. If the owner's tired of the dog and you're rescuing this dog and you gave him a home, God bless you. I love you for that. But the bottom line is, what if there's a little kid that's in love with this dog? What if the dog got out? What if the dog got lost? What if, God forbid, there was a car accident and the dog? I don't know what's going on, but I believe it's our obligation to check the dog to see if there is, in fact, some type of identification, a microchip. I would want, if my dog, heaven forbid, got lost, I would want someone to have the microchip checked and get Molly and Willie back.
Yeah, I took him to the vet. I would have expected the vet to know what he was doing and check for that kind of thing.
Well, I always joke. I love veterinarians. Listen, I love veterinarians. They're my best friends, but sometimes I joke they're like a wheelbarrow. They're a useful tool, but they got to be pushed. Anyway, listen, Monica, do you have any other pets?
No other pets right now. My sister wants to get some more cats, but when they die, it's like losing a human, and I'm getting
sometimes it's even worse. So, hey, let me do this. Let me put you on hold. Let me send you at least some kitty lickies for the new cats coming into your home. It was an interesting question, though, in terms of what you do, but I always say we have to find the dog the right home, and if, in fact, it was a situation where it wasn't being taken care of, then you might be able to negotiate to adopt that dog. Great call, by the way. Great time to call me. Lots of great stuff to give away. Hugs and kisses, Author Pursuit Gold, copies of my best-selling books, all-natural flea spray. You just heard me give away a T-shirt, Lucy Pet Food, Kitty Lickies, Allergy Aid Shoes, Hotspot Foam. Just lots of great stuff to give away. Some new stuff on the show as well. Great time to call me. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me take a quick break, and then we'll get right back to your calls. Listen. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phones are busy. I'm going to get to Elsa, Bridget, Audrey, Bruce, Scott. The question today, as I said, is do you believe that dogs and cats can have opinions about people they know? My own research indicates that dogs and cats can form an opinion about humans based on their direct experience, such as interacting with someone who's nice versus someone ignoring them. I believe 100% that dogs can determine and cats can determine and do actually form opinions about people, the way they behave. And the one thing that's so amazing about dogs and cats is you can fool me. You can buy me a drink and call me an SOB when I leave, but not with a dog or a cat. They know right up front they're not going to accept that drink. They know who you are, and they will form opinions. That's how I believe. So do you believe your dogs and cats can form opinions about you? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. 866-870-KRLA. But right now, let's go to Burbank. And Elsa. Hi, Elsa. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you
How
today?
are you?
I'm doing super. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there with my 2-year-old Border Collie Standard Poodle mix.
That's quite a combination. Border Collie, incredibly bright dog, and the Standard Poodle is Mensa.
Yeah, we're going a little bit crazy. We had no idea what we were in for. We were hoping to get a dog that was very compatible with children, which she is. She's very friendly, but the excitement and everything. But the problem that we're having is she barks at everything. She barks when the mailman comes. She barks when people are walking down the street. She barks at everything and anybody. And it's just overwhelming how much.
Yeah, well, let me ask you a question. I want you to be totally honest with me. How much exercise did the dog get? How much behavior and training have you put in with the dog? And how much socializing have you done with the dog?
She is socialized. She loves people. She loves animals. She loves to go up to everybody and say hello. Training, we've done on and off training. I sent her away for 2 weeks for training. I've had 2 or 3 people come to the house for, a private lesson.
So you've sent the dog away for training, which I'm not a big fan of, number one. Then you've had people come to your house, number two. And with all these professionals, no one could help you out with the barking?
Nobody's helped me with the barking, but they have helped me with the jumping up on people.
Okay, what were their I don't want to duplicate. So what were their suggestions for barking?
Barking, I don't think we really dealt with barking at the time because we were more concerned on socializing her and getting her to stop jumping on people.
So and I'm not knocking them, but what the trainers did, they felt that other problems were more important, so they let the barking problem increase and get worse, and now we have to break it. Does that sound normal to you?
Right.
In other words, when you're training a dog and you're working with animal behavior, there's a total. It's not I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Everything's related, just like with people. So the fact that the dog was jumping is related to the dog's excessive barking. The dog is that type of dog. He sees everything, understands everything, and he's going to react. So what do you need to do? When the dog is barking, the worst thing that you can do is go over to the dog and say, knock it off, shut up, be quiet, I don't want to hear you barking. That's the worst thing you can do. Are you doing anything like that at all?
Oh, my husband kind of does that sort of in a roundabout way.
Okay,
yes.
so what happens when the dog is barking and your husband goes to correct the dog with a deep tone of voice, from the dog's perspective, what your husband is doing is joining in on the dog's barking.
Right.
So what we want to do is when the dog is barking, which is normal behavior. He sees something, he's excited, and list the breeds you have, the blended breed that you have. So what I would recommend that you do is when the dog is barking, just go over to the dog and say this. What's your dog's name?
Maddie.
I would say, Maddie, I really appreciate you saved all of our lives, and thank you for that. But you know what? I'll take over from here and give him a pat on the head. So when he's excited and he's already barking, yelling at him, or telling him to be quiet, is only going to increase that excitement. You need to take a more mellow approach and let him know that the barking is okay and barking is normal. However, you barked enough. I have it from here. I had to do the same thing with my Molly and Willie when I adopted them. So that's the way to do it. Ignoring it, and sometimes ignoring it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Be consistent, no yelling, no screaming. When the dog is barking, say thank you. I have it from here. Don't give him a treat, no reward at that point, but thank you. I have it from here. I appreciate you letting me know that the bad guy was out there. Now, as crazy as that sounds to people, 90% of the time, that will resolve the barking issue. You hear people calling me all the time saying, Warren, my dog was barking, and you gave me that advice, and thanks. So that's where I would be at this point. There are other things that I can recommend. Let's start out with that. Give it like 14, 21 days. If you're not seeing any type of decrease in the barking, call me back. Also, remember, this is a Border Collie Poodle blended breed. And let me tell you something right off the bat.
Yeah.
If you don't give this dog a job, if you don't give this dog the mental stimulation he needs, I mean, this is a Mensa dog. I'm not joking with you. This is like Harvard material. This is my college. This is Harvard. So in other words, when a dog is not getting the stimulation that they really need to keep their mind going, just like kids, they will divert that and come up with some other way of getting that attention. So that's where I want you to be at this point. If your husband has any questions, have him give me a call. It's not going to happen overnight, Elsa, but that's how to resolve it. It's not correcting it.
I get it.
Yeah,
Warren,
you can't correct the dog for not doing anything wrong. Go ahead.
Right. Can I extend my question to
Sure,
the
go ahead.
barking? In the car when she's in the back, she's either in the front seat or the back seat with a harness, and she sees a person or a dog walking, she again barks like crazy.
But how abnormal from a dog's point of view is that? She's sitting in a car, she's moving, and there's another dog going by. It's, you know, the same thing. That the reason why dogs chase cars is because then 99% of the time the dog wins and the car runs away. So if you're in the car with the dog and she barks at another dog and you drive away, she just won that battle. So you just reinforce that behavior. What I would try to do is find one item that she only gets when she's in the car. I would practice in the car, go to a place where there are dogs and just sit in the car, give her some exercise beforehand, and let her adjust to that fact, not moving in a still car first, and little by little she will come around, I promise.
Okay.
I think I did this for a living, huh, Elsa?
I will attempt that for the next couple of weeks.
Do it, and then call me back. What I'm going to do in the meantime, Elsa? Go ahead. No, do you have something to say?
I'm sorry. I just need to be. My voice just needs to be calm. Go over to her.
That's it. Calm, mellow, no yelling, no screaming, none of that nonsense. I'm so tired. There are some great trainers here in Southern California, but lots of times trainers can even get frustrated, and I've seen them take out their anxiety and their stress on a dog if they don't get immediate results because they want to show the owner, look how good I am. I would go to a home, and if I was working with a dog that was a little bit cantankerous, I would say to the person, you know what, that's a brilliant dog. I'm going to have to come back a little bit more often. I'm not going to charge you anymore, but I'll have to come back a little bit more often to work with that dog. Anyway, don't go anywhere. I'm putting you on hold. You're getting a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. Give me a call back in a few weeks, and I'm sure it's going to make a difference for you. But that's a big mistake. When a dog is barking, he's already excited. So by yelling at the dog or screaming at the dog, doesn't it make sense that you're getting the dog that much more excited? I just posted something like this on my YouTube channel. By the way, if you're not following me on YouTube, you should be. It's free. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. Quick break, then right back to the phones. We got Bridget, we got Audrey, we got Bruce, we got Nancy, we got Scott, we got all your calls. Even have to blow off my topics, which is not unused. But right now, listen. My Saturday mornings, Mighty Mouse, Superman, my friend Flicker, Fury, Sergeant Preston of the Yukon, I watched them all. Hey, we're back on the show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. We're going to get to you, Scott. We're going to get to you, Nancy. We're going to get to you, Audrey. We're going to get to you, Bruce. Hang in there with me. Be patient. Even if I got a break for the top of the hour, I will come back, and you will be my first callers. But right now, let me go to my friend Bridget. Hey, Bridget, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What's up?
Good. I wanted to ask if you heard about this, and maybe some of your listeners, if they heard about a proposal that was approved to build a 200-plus gated housing development in of course, again, in wildlife habitat up in the Verdugo Mountains off the 210 freeway in Tujunga. And, I just wanted to, let people, if people aren't aware of it, I'm hoping that people will be able to speak out and try to stop the project because, I read there's a petition as well at the website. It's called nocanyonhills.org, and it was mentioning that the developer already got a permit to begin gutting the mountain and tearing, going down 80 feet, paving over ecological important mountain streams and ripping out hundreds of coast live oak trees.
Well, Bridget, it just reminds me that every day I get emails from people and texts and on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page talking about the increase in wildlife they're seeing in their neighborhoods, and it's bothering me. Well, there's more bears here, or I live in Santa Monica. 26 years, I've never seen a coyote. This year, they're all over the place. Why does that happen? Why do we think it happens? You can't take away the property where animals live and expect them not to move with it. It's insane. It's insane. There's plenty of room. California's a big state. Why do we have to develop an area where wildlife lives in order to build housing? Let the wildlife live. Let them alone. Let them be. We'll be better off in the long run as well. So what I'd like you to do, because I am unfamiliar with this, Bridget, if you can send me an email about it, maybe with the website. Here's my email. It's simple enough to remember. It's simply mail@thepetshow.com. mail@thepetshow.com, and let me take a look at it and let me educate myself a little bit more and see what we can do. It devastates me. I used to have a sanctuary of my own in upstate New York, not too far from Albany, not too far from the Baseball Hall of Fame, and I would rescue all these animals up there, and it was really an old area. The house I lived in was built in 1802, so the bottom line is around me were all kind of dairy farms and people that have been there for years, and then because of the environment, they started selling their farms, acres and acres, and they started building and building and building, and all of a sudden, an increase in some of the wildlife not having anywhere to go, winding up in the cities and the towns, and people were complaining about that, even though they created the problem.
Right, yeah, my heart breaks. And people wonder why the animals are roaming in their neighborhoods, It's really? So,
listen,
it's very upsetting, and I hope people will speak out, and they can sign a petition and share it, and I will definitely email it to you.
Yeah, definitely email me that information, and I appreciate that. In the meantime, I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you a T-shirt that says "None of my friends walk upright," because if someone should have that T-shirt, it is you. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me do this. Let me take a break. The phones are absolutely full, as they always are. So I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I'll have a couple of minutes to chat with you. Then we're just going to break for a minute or two for the top of the hour, and I'm going to go right down the list. I'm going to start with Bruce, and then we have Scott, and then we have Audrey, and Rita, and Nancy, and we'll get to all your calls. So let me take a quick break here, then right back at you. I'm Warren Eckstein, and yes, you are listening to The Pet Show. That's all I want. Just love me like my dogs. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. The phones are jamming. Let me see if I can squeeze another call before the top of the hour, and then we got plenty of time for the rest of you. Right now, we're going to Chatsworth and Bruce. Hey, Bruce, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren, how are you?
I am great. What can I do for you?
Good. Well, I wanted to go over a couple of points. First, the peeing aspect. I had a border collie, passed away 11 years ago, but he lived almost 17. Wow. And he would literally be able to hit 50 trees on a walking run. I mean, he just would store it and hit every tree. So depending on if I had to get back somewhere and I knew he was just peeing for sport, I could rush him along. But definitely I agree with you. If they have to go, then you got to give them their time.
And then after they go, you got to give them a little time to kick up with their feet because people don't realize. Yeah. Because dogs have scent glands on their feet. So after they pee, smart dogs or dominant dogs, what they'll do is they'll kick up to put more scent on the ground, but also by kicking up, they're spreading the scent of their urine for a much wider area.
Exactly. So the next point is do they form opinions of people? Now, Action, my border collie that I had, lived almost 17, literally was known by his name by at least 10,000 people. He was with me 24 hours a day and went everywhere. Me being a contractor all through the Southland, he was known through all the Home Depots, Dunn Edwards, all the supply yards. Everybody knew him. So he definitely had an opinion. In fact, since he was never on a leash, he would go into the stores and go throughout the store to individual people that he knew and greeted them, and including the bank. So, he had his own group of friends and knew everybody, and everybody knew him. So he was an incredible animal, and I rarely had a leash on him.
Border collies are just absolutely, I had the opportunity of working with them in Europe and in this country.
I have
just
now
amazing.
A Belgian Shepherd. She's
Beautiful
a year,
dogs.
and she loves it up there. But if she sees a dog on the street and gets close enough where we're driving along, the people are walking, she will start barking to where, people don't know what the heck is.
Well, then it's not that unsimilar to what I suggested earlier. They bark because they're letting you know and letting themselves know, and they're barking instinctively. But the way to resolve barking is not by correcting it, it's by controlling it, by letting them know that you got it from there. That's going to make all the difference. Hey, I got to move on. I'm trying to think what I want to send you. You want some Lucy pet food? Hugs and kisses?
Oh, absolutely. That would be great. Appreciate it.
Oh, on its way.
One other point real quick. It's a cat. I lost my cat, Sheba, in October. She was 17. And so I haven't had a cat. I had 3 cats and haven't had a cat. But now this blonde cat, neighborhood cat, I guess she lives somewhere. She comes in the house and sees Sabrina, and they play hide and go seek in the house. And she runs up and bats Sabrina, the dog, on the head. And
well, you should try to find out whose cat it is, because maybe it's just a stray.
Yeah, she comes around. She doesn't come around like.
You know who you do? This is what you do. I got to move on, but I'm going to put you on hold. But I want you to ask the mailman, the UPS drivers, anybody in the neighborhood if they know whose dog that might be. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm sending you some Lucy pet food. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA. Quick break. When we come back, Scott, Nancy, Bernadine, Audrey. Great time to give me a call when we do go to commercial break. 866-870 KRLA. 866-870-5752 on Warren Eckstein. And yes, you are listening to The Pet Show. if you love animals, you have come to the right place. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, and just as important, pet lifestyle show. If you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior, they're jumping, they're humping, they're digging, maybe your cat scratched your favorite chair, refuses to use the litter box, your dog's in the backyard, you call them and it's like talking to the air. That's what we do here on The Pet Show. We help you resolve any issues with your dogs and cats, any issues your dogs and cats may be having with you. And if you happen to be new to the show, just a reminder that everyone that does call into the show and get to talk to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or their cat. The phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Hey, just a reminder, if you're not subscribing to my YouTube channel, check it out. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And I post brand new stuff there almost every single day. There's tips and great videos. Check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. You'll enjoy it. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. The phones are jammed. I guess I'm not going to get to all my topics. What a shock. But I'll put them on YouTube. But right now, let me go to my friend Scott in Lancaster. Hey, Scott. Welcome to The Pet Show.
Hello, Warren.
Hello, Scott.
Happy Saturday.
Well, thank you. Happy Earth Day, by the way.
Oh, happy Earth Day. About 3 months ago, I got a 3-month-old Shepherd St. Bernard mix from a rescue. She's a great dog, really smart. Got her trained on a leash. I've socialized her, take her through parks, this, that. And she'll mind, but it goes on just exactly what you were saying earlier. There's friends of the family and certain people that she likes, and I just cannot get her not to jump up on these people. They're like her favorites. She gets really excited when they get around. I've tried to have her sit and let our friends come to her, but inevitably she jumps up on them and wants to just, that's it, kind of jumps up on them and gets really
All right, so let me ask you a couple of questions,
Some of our
okay?
friends are 90 years old, so I can't really have a 50.
Oh, no. Listen, I totally understand that, but there's a couple of things I want to go over with. Number one is, how old is the dog?
She's, I think she's about 6 months old now.
So she's a pup. She's a puppy, a young puppy.
She's a puppy.
What you do now is so critical. Right now, your dog is going through her teenage years, so she's going to be rebellious. She's going to say, she's going to look at you and say, "Hey, Scott, you talking to me?" That's what they go through. So this is really, really important. Okay, there are many reasons dogs jump up. Number one, they're excited. Number two, they want to make eye contact with the person, and number three is generally when a dog jumps up, they get attention from people telling them to get down, and dogs, especially dogs going through their teenage years, just like human teenagers, respond to attention. Whether it's negative or positive doesn't make any difference. So I think getting attention for jumping up, even if it's no, knock it off, that's a whole different ball game. A couple of things I would try. Number one is I would make sure, I would make sure that before people come over, if you know they're coming, really give her a tremendous amount of exercise, really tuck her out. That's number one. What I would also do is, because the dog is so excited from people coming over, the basic training is critical. Sit, stay down, putting the dog in a sit, stay, and all that is really important. However, because the dog is so excited, I think I'm going to be more apt to approach with a distraction theory. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is, besides doing some good, solid, basic training with her, I'm going to recommend you find one absolute toy that this dog cannot live without. It's a favorite thing in the world, and the only time she gets that is when people are coming in. After she calms down and they're in for a while, you can take it away, and she doesn't get it again till the next time someone else comes over. So now, when people come over, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. When people come over, it's not so much that she's going to be jumping on them. She's going to be looking for that special item that she only gets at that point.
Right, and this is not so much people coming over, because I take her everywhere I go.
Well, even if you were to keep even if you were to keep the toy in your pocket, so if you know you're going to a park and you know you're taking her for a walk and you know you're going to meet people, before you meet the people, give her that toy, let her calm down. That will be a difference. The other thing that's really critical here is, remember that dogs jump up. If you have some people that may not be 90, if they can spend more time on the dog's level, that would be important also. The other thing is where the basic commands come into play. The more you say no, the more the dog may continue jumping. So if you have a positive way, when people are around, and I would practice when it's nice and mellow, nobody's around, practice your sit, practice your stay, then little by little start incorporating distractions. So get the response perfect at first, then start incorporating the distractions. One person, two people, three people, whatever. That's how you resolve that issue. Let me go over something with you real quick.
Okay.
One of the easiest things I can do is stop a dog from jumping. There's nothing more basic. Jumping, housebreaking, and chewing. The three basic things that every dog trainer has to focus pretty much with every dog they're working with. So the jumping is excitement. So you can't focus on using a negative because you're telling the dog, it's like telling it's like telling a kid that hugs you, leave me alone, I don't want to be hugged. So the dog's excited, he's jumping on someone to say hello, and you're saying to the dog, no, you're going to create animosity there. You don't want that. Getting basic control over the dog and using distraction therapy, that is the way to approach it from a psychological standpoint. And let me tell you, I've done this a few times. It makes all the difference in the world.
Okay, beautiful. I will try that.
What's your dog's name, Scott?
Adea.
Adea. I can tell you're already in love with this 6-month-old puppy.
Oh, yeah, I do.
A German Shepherd, just briefly describe it to me. German Shepherd blended with a St. Bernard. What does she look like? More Shepherd, more St. Bernard, big, small?
She kind of has the body of the Shepherd, more kind of streamlined and everything. But you can see some of the St. Bernard in her head. It's a little bit bigger. And those little puppy dog sad eyes.
That must be adorable.
And when I got her, she was 32 pounds, and now she's 55 pounds.
Well, there you go. Do your training. Make sure the training is fun. Don't overdo it. Let the dog adjust. Give some training, not for she's only 6 months old. No hours worth of training. Maybe 15 minutes here, 15 minutes later. Then it's also a good idea if after you've worked with the dog and she's been good and she hasn't jumped on someone, give her 15 minutes at that point. Here's what I'm going to do. You have a dog that's St. Bernard German Shepherd. It's going to be a large dog, and I want to make sure that those hips and joints stay in shape forever. I want to make sure the digestion's forever. So what I'm going to do, I'm putting you on hold, Scott. I'm going to send you a jar. It's the most expensive thing I have. So I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. But I really want you to focus. And if you have, there's some great tips, as I said, on the YouTube channel. I want you to focus not so much when the dog is jumping, but working with her before she's jumping. So if you know you're going to be meet people, practice your obedience first, gain that control. She's going to be absolutely fine, I promise you. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. God, Alex, what did you do to my throat? 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. I still got some Hugs and Kisses to give away. You just heard me. Author Suit Gold. Copies of my best-selling book, Kitty Lickies, Lucy Pet Food, T-shirts, flea spray. I got Author Suit Gold, Hot Spot Foam, Anti-Lick Paw Spray. If your dog's eating stool, I got stuff for that. Everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live will get a great gift for their dog or cat. And the question of the day, come on, guys, do you believe that dogs and cats can actually have opinions about the people that they know? Like them, don't like them, fearful of them, that person makes them anxious. Do you believe that dogs and cats can, in fact, have opinions about people? Give me a call, and a great gift will be on its way to you. Let me get right back to the busy phone lines right now. Let's go to Audrey in Granada Hills. I'm going to take you guys in order. Hey, Audrey, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Warren. How are you?
I am doing absolutely perfect, except for the frog in my throat.
Oh, my good. Good for you, Warren. All right, first of all, I'll make this very, very quick. First of all, I have to say thank you to you, to Denise, to Suzette, for putting me in touch with wonderful Joy. I cannot tell you what she did. Suzette was amazing. You all have been so wonderful to me. We rescued last Saturday a wonderful little, she's a Chihuahua mix, but she looks like I saw the picture. She looks like a Papillon. She does look like a Papillon. Warren, Joy had said she's just perfect, and she is, I cannot thank you all enough. You have went through Suki with me. You went through Annie. I just love you guys so much.
Oh, Audrey, let me just stop you for a second. You know how much I'm not going to blow up Joy's head any more than I already done. You know how wonderful Joy is, and I love her. But that being said, okay, I want just to relate this, and if anyone else wants to comment on this, I'm definitely going to get to you, Nancy, Mark, and Bernie. Don't go anywhere. But here's the thing, Audrey. You went to adopt a dog, and they would not adopt the dog to you because of your age, correct?
No, I never had that experience. We talked about it. You and I did talk about that possibly happening, and you were very lovely about that. And you told me what could happen. No, they didn't even ask for my age on the application. They didn't even ask for that.
Oh, I'm so glad. But I'm so glad it worked out for you. Between Suzette, between Denise, between Joy, and let me just thank KRLA as well. Oh. I've been on KRLA now. I've been on the air for 43 years, but I've been KRLA 20 years. They give me the opportunity to do what I need to do to help as many animals as I possibly can. So it's thanks to Alex, my engineer, for getting me on, who's a big animal lover. Suzette, a big animal lover. Obviously, Denise is a big animal lover. Obviously, Joy's a big animal lover. And 90% of my listeners are big animal lovers. So if we work together, and we have made a difference, and we can continue to make a difference. And I'm so glad you found that perfect dog for you, Audrey.
It's a team effort, but I have just one question. May I ask it?
Sure.
Okay, the only issue we have with her now, when we rescued her, now she came home. I had the gate in. I have a big kitchen here. When we would leave, she was fine. This little one is so smart. On 3 different occasions, when we came home, she had somehow, twice she had knocked the gate down. Last night, she somehow got through, and the first time this happened, she got outside. I didn't realize that the doggy door hadn't been closed all securely, but I now know how to do it completely. How do we resolve this gate issue? I don't want to crate her if I don't have to. When we go to my kid's house every Friday night.
Yeah, but you're going to have to be a little bit more conscientious at this point. This is a relatively new dog to your home. Okay? I don't want you to go through all kinds of changes at this point. What you need to do is just make sure when you use a gate that gate is secure. Maybe you don't have the right type of gate, but what you need to do is make sure you have a tension gate that's secure. Make sure she has no way to get out. Give her some time. She's already decompressed. I know she has a lovely relationship with you, but give her a little bit more time and she will come around. But just make sure, at least for the next few months, that you're really conscientious to make sure there's no escape way for her.
All right, I'll try. When you say a tension gate, what do you mean by that one?
Well, they have gates that you can put against 2 walls, and they have tension bars. So, in other words, they're really solid. They're not going to fall one way or the other way, and the dog can't knock them over. If you were to go online and just Google tension gates for dogs, you'd find it.
I will do that.
Thank you, Audrey. And you give her a big hug and a kiss from me, and bless you for adopting her. And listen, this show is a team effort. Yeah, I get a lot of the credit because I'm on the air. But let me tell you, between Alex, Suzette, the people I work with in the humane and rescue community, we have made differences over the years for so many thousands of dogs, thanks to all of us working together. It's a team effort, and the team is not me. The team is me, the staff here, and the team is you, my listeners, who've made a great difference. By the way, I do have a couple of open lines. The phone number, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I still got hugs and kisses to give away. Lucy Pet Food, Kitty Lickies, no flea herbal flea spray. So great time to give me a call if you have a question or a comment, or you just want to answer my question in terms of whether or not dogs have opinions. And if you're listening earlier, I told you that I saw a man walking his dog on the street. The dog was peeing on a tree. The man was pulling the dog away, saying, "Hurry up, hurry up." I said to the man, "Let the dog pee." Was I wrong in reacting, or was I right? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. I'll send you a great gift if you get through. 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls. Hello, I'm Warren Eckstein. Before we get back to the phones, by the way, I do have an open line, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I want to talk about dogs and cats in time. That was one of my topics for the day. Nancy, Mark, Bernadine will get to you. Dogs don't have watches or keep day planners, so how do they track the passing of time? Some people say animals and other animals, they have an internal clock, kind of a circadian rhythm. Animals might use markers in their daily life to keep track of time as well, such as a position in the sun, in the sky. Dogs may also simply pick up on social cues that tell them something is about to happen. Some researchers actually believe that dogs might be able to smell time. I know that sounds crazy, but as scents come and go and move around the house during the day, dogs may use the presence or absence or strength of a particular scent to track time and figure out how long ago something happened or how close they are to a future event. So dogs really and cats really do tell time differently than we do, but they know exactly what's going on. Let me get back to the busy phone lines here. Let's go to Nancy. Hey, Nancy, welcome to the show. Hello, Nancy.
I'm calling about my 12-year-old black and white tuxedo cat. His name is Sylvester, or we call him the purr machine. He just purrs all the time. What he has started doing is biting on the toes. When you're sleeping, if your feet are out, he'll come and bite, and he'll actually draw blood or do it to the hands or the arms. And we don't know what started this or how to correct it.
A couple of things. First of all, you say the cat is 12 years old. How's his health?
Well, he's just recently started. He's got a little bit of a urinary problem. He peed on the bed today.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. Number one, the fact that he has a problem going on, did this biting of your toes start before or after you were able to figure out that there was something physically going on?
I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait a minute. I can't hear you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. What I'm trying to figure out is the behavior that you're calling me about, the biting on your toes. Is this something that started before or after you found out he had some type of a urinary tract problem?
This was about a year ago, and he draws blood.
And what do you do?
Well, we weren't doing anything. Now I flick his nose, but that doesn't work.
And it's not just you; it's someone else in the bed as well.
Yeah, I have a housemate, and he really goes after her.
Okay, so I want to go over a few more things with you. Number one is it only happens at night?
Usually, yeah.
Okay. His teeth and gums are in good shape?
I haven't looked. I'll have to look.
Well, that's important because, if he wakes up in the middle of the night and his teeth and gums aren't good, that may cause the problem as well. It's unusual.
But my housemate's arms are just like they're track marks all over there from what he's doing.
What has changed in your home, in your environment? Something must have changed.
Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in the house.
Change jobs, change hours, change food.
No.
Change cleaners.
By the way, my Chihuahua only eats Lucy Pet. Smart
dog there. So a couple of things. How are we going to resolve this? Number one, what I might try to do is if you can, maybe give him a little bit of a feeding before you go to sleep. That's number one. About 20 minutes or an hour before you go to sleep, I would do some kitty calisthenics. Really tucker him out. Get him as tired as you possibly can. That will make a difference for you as well. Now,
so give him a snack?
Yeah, give them a snack before you go to bed. An empty belly, a full belly makes them sleep a lot easier. So I think that would be really beneficial also for him.
He eats all day long. He'll go over and eat the other cat's food.
Well, cut back on some of the food he's eating during the day, and give him an extra meal just before you go to sleep. I know if I have a sandwich before I go to sleep, I'm sleeping better. That's also something. There's something else I'm going to recommend that you do, okay? This is not uncommon. I'm a little concerned about the behavior change, though. I don't necessarily know if it's behavior at this point, the fact that it only started about a year ago. It's a 12-year-old cat, and all of a sudden he's behaving in a different way. He was always pretty mellow prior to this.
But otherwise he's mellow. He just purrs and purrs and purrs.
No, but what I'm saying is before the biting that started a year ago, he was pretty mellow before that.
No change.
No, what I'm saying, follow me here. He didn't start biting till a year ago, right?
Right.
Okay, so what I'm saying...
That noise you hear is the 21-year-old carrying on.
That's okay. Here's my suggestion, okay? Before I go into any behavioral details, there could be any number of things that's causing this, and I think it could be a physical thing as well. At 12 years old, there could be changes, could be thyroid, could be any number of things where the cat's not sleeping the same way it slept, it's waking up in the middle of the night. So my suggestion at this point, number one, you can follow the advice I gave you, but also I think having a vet check at this point anyway with a 12-year-old cat is a good idea.
Okay.
Let them find out if there's a thyroid problem or some other problem. So before we try to resolve it from a behavioral standpoint, let's make sure that the cat has the physical well-being to do it. So that's where I would be at this point. In the meantime, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm trying to think what I want to send you. You know what? There's a couple of things you can do. There's a, I don't know if they still have it. God, I don't know if it's still there. You know what? There's a product on the market. It's called Bitter Yuck. It's manufactured, as a matter of fact, by my friends over at NatureVet. I'm going to send you some Bitter Yuck. I know this isn't the thing you want to do, but prior to going to sleep at night, what I suggest you do is just split your feet down with a little bit of the Bitter Yuck. Okay? And when your friend is playing with them, put some of the Bitter Yuck on the arms. That's going to prevent the biting right now, but I really think there might be something physical going on here, and I think that's something you need to have checked at this point.
Okay, will do.
And get back to me because I'm real curious now. So I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to send you some NatureVet's Bitter Yuck, and I do appreciate that phone call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm going to take a break. We'll get back to you, Bernadine. I got plenty of time to talk to you, Bernadine, plenty of time to talk to you, Mark. Great time to give me a call, by the way. I do have an open line or two, which is pretty rare, and I still got hugs and kisses to give away, all-natural herbal flea spray, a hot spot foam, allergy aid, cranberry relief for your dog or cat. If you have one of those dogs that scoots his butt all the time, I got some stuff for that as well. As I said, my hugs and kisses, kitty lickies, copies of my book. So everyone that calls in gets to me live on the air will get a great gift for their dog or cat. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. You know what? Let me do this. Let me take a break. When I come back, I'll get to your phone calls. I want to give everyone a shot at a lot of things. I'm still wanting to find out from you guys if I did the right thing by telling the guy to let his dog pee when he was pulling him away from the tree. I also want to find out if you guys believe that your dogs or cats form opinions about some of the people they know. Give me a call about that. If you get through to me, a great gift will be on its way. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. A quick break, then right back to your phone call. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away as well. If your dog is exposing his belly to you, it's a clear sign of playfulness and an invitation for some attention. Most often, this behavior gets rewarded with belly rubs, which further reinforces the behavior. However, if you notice your dog showing his belly to another dog, this is a sign of submission. This way, the submissive dog shows that he's no threat to the other dogs in the area. This is also a way to escape an attack and shows that he wishes to retreat. So the belly can tell you an awful lot. It's either that the dog is totally comfortable and totally confident, because that's a very sensitive part, or they are totally submissive. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me go to Bernadine in Long Beach. Hey, Bernadine, welcome to the Pet Show.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing good, and you had every right to ask that owner to let that dog pee.
Well, thank you. I'm glad some people are on my side.
Hey, I wouldn't want anybody pulling me off the you-know-what.
You got that absolutely right. Absolutely right. There are certain things you got to leave alone.
That's right. Hey, I've got a couple of things. First of all, I just got to say it's so hard losing our pets. I lost my Skipper Key Blend Max. He was 11 when I adopted him. March 25th of 2020, and he passed February 20th of this year at 14 years old. And he was the best senior I ever had, and I can only say adopt a senior. They're the best.
They are, Skipper Keys are a long-living breed of dog.
Well, he was blended, I think, with either an Aussie or a Border Collie.
Yeah.
And he didn't have anything wrong. I took him to the vet. He started with diarrhea and vomiting, had the blood work, had x-rays, and he had absolutely nothing wrong. But he just stopped eating, and February 20th, he just said, Mommy, I want to go home to Jesus, and that's what he did.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I had the opportunity. Skipper Keys were actually one of the pure breed Skipper Keys we used to carry messages between the barges in Holland years ago. Just an incredible breed of dog. They look like little black foxes if you don't know what they look like.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, if you look up Skipper Key, that's what Max looked like, my little fur baby. And, man, I tell you, every day is so difficult to get up without him in the house and go out to the park and play with him. It's terrible. It's like
but you just have to remember the good times and the great life that you gave him. I know you have another question for me, so shoot.
Yes, I do. Wednesday night at midnight, this 3 days ago, my neighbor got 3 calls at her front door at midnight. 2 dogs were laying in the street, one about a 95-pound Akita and a husky, maybe coyote blend, 50 pounds, huddled in the middle of the street together. She was alerted. She brought the dogs in. She showered them, given them baths. We've looked for the owners, no chip, no caller ID. We don't know where they came from, if they came down the riverbed from Bellflower or the other side by the Horse Equestrian Center on Carson. They are the most docile, beautiful dogs. They don't bark. I've called Delta Rescue for help, Paw Boost, Next Door. We don't know what to do when they're bonded. If we put them in a shelter, which are too full anyway, they won't even take them.
Are they chipped?
No ID at all. We've
no
tried,
ID whatsoever.
We've everything we could to try to find the owners. We just think they were either abandoned or...
Every local rescue, I would contact the local police department, but not just the local police department, the police departments and surrounding areas to find out if anyone reported that their dogs are in fact missing. And if they're not missing, then we have to try to find them a foster home so we can get the 2 of them to make sure they live together. Nothing breaks my heart more than taking a bonded pair and separating them.
Oh, well, it's like a husband and wife. You don't do that. One will die without the other.
Well, it's like my 2 guys, my 2 dogs, Molly and Willie, they didn't want to adopt the 2 of them to me at the same time. I wouldn't leave without them, brother and sister. They are so incredibly bonded with each other, and over the years I've adopted literally dozens of bonded pairs. So hopefully we can find someone that can adopt these 2, but I want you to keep track with me. Keep me posted. Let me know if you did find a home or you can find a home. I don't want to do anything in terms of looking for a home right now to totally sure that these dogs are in fact lost or have been abandoned, and we want to try everything we can to find their original home. If not, though, let's try to find a home that can take the two of them in, at least until we find
Exactly. God bless you. I know it just breaks your heart to see these animals.
It does.
Hurt and left like this. They're so sensitive.
They are, and people. I just hope they didn't get. I just hope that maybe. I just hope for the best. Anyway, listen. What I'm going to do. Where are the dogs now?
The dogs are at my beautiful friend's house. They couldn't have picked a better house to land in front of. I tell you, she loves them already, but she just can't keep them because her yard isn't that big. And
I definitely
a good area to roam in.
I definitely understand. So listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you some Lucy pet food that you can give to your friend for the dogs. But more important than that is I want you to keep me posted. Give me a call next week. You can always shoot me an email. I can't necessarily find a home for them because otherwise I'd be doing nothing but finding homes for dogs day in and day out. But you can shoot me an email, mail@thepetshow.com. That's my email. Keep me posted. And if there's someone out there that can foster these two, at least temporarily, until we find out if they do have a home or ultimately adopt them, you can shoot me an email too as well. But in the meantime, putting you on hold, sending you some Lucy pet food, and I appreciate that phone call. People think I'm a little eccentric because I am always on top. I know always where my dogs are. Like, I'll give you an example. If I'm going to be going away for a half a day, what I do is not only do I lock my back gate, but I nail it and screw it shut. That's just me. And this is exactly why, because I hear stories like this 5, 10, 15 times a day from my listeners all around the U.S. and Canada. So know where your dogs are at all time, but more importantly, and I just posted this also on my YouTube channel, please make sure, especially, again, being Identification Week for dogs and cats, make sure that your microchips are up to date. And I'll tell you why. Very often, the information on the microchip may have not been changed, and God forbid you move or the microchip is from somewhere else. So you can find out what company that microchip is made with. I think it's like 10, 15, maybe it's $20 now. It's been a while since I did it. You can contact the chip company, have the information checked to make sure everything is up to date the way it should be, and that's where you should be going. Hey, great. I do have an open line or two. Great time to call me. Joe and Mark want to get right to you. The phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on the Pet Show. According to a new study, married people are much more likely to have pets. The odds that a married person owned a dog were 34% higher than the odds for a non-married person, 9% higher for owning cats. Women, yes, women are more likely to keep pets. The odds that a woman owned a dog were 8% higher than odds a man owned a dog, and they were 16% higher for owning a cat as well. So there you go. Back to the busy phone lines here. We are going to Joe. Hey, Joe. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. What's up?
I have a dog that I inherited that had these little scabs on its body, and I took it to the vet, and they give me all these prescriptions, $383 worth of this, and I wanted to ask you something. These little scabs, could they have possibly been caused by the flea infestation, even though it doesn't have fleas, because I take care of it? Have you ever had some sort of a hangover from those days?
Well, there are certain dogs that, even if they're bit by one flea, it'll explode. They just flare up from that. So, a flea dermatitis type problem. But the fact, if you're asking me if the fleas had bitten the dog maybe a long while back, and this could be an effect now, I don't think that would be it. Now, what else are they doing for the skin besides giving you shots?
Well, here's the thing. They gave me this solution called Keto Hex shampoo. It was red. It looks like wine-colored.
Yeah.
It seems to be working. But is this going to go on for the rest of the dog's life? I mean, we give it a Simparica pill every month, which takes care of the fleas. There's no fleas, but the man says there's allergies, there's this, that. He can't pin it down to one thing without taking all these astronomically expensive tests, and I'm telling you, I'm running out of money here.
Well, no, it would be he would be doing a blood test and doing an allergy test. But let me do this.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses supplement for many reasons. I want to make sure that the skin and coat is in really good shape. I want to make sure that the dog is getting lecithin and biotin for the skin. In fact, I'm going to do a commercial for my own product in a couple of seconds. The only supplement I recommend. Anytime you hear anything in my show that's not in my voice, you can rest assured I'm not specifically endorsing, especially when it comes to a pet. So the Hugs and Kisses has prebiotics, probiotics. So let me do this. Let me send you a jar. I want you to use it for 3 or 4 weeks. Then you get back to me. Let me know how you're doing. Worst case scenario, what you might want to do, instead of going back to the same vet all the time and getting the same answer, you might want to go to a specialist. You might want to go to a veterinary dermatologist. I know what you're saying, Warren, it's going to cost me. You already spent God knows how much money at your regular vet and got no answer. Sometimes with our pets, as with human beings, it's imperative to go to a specialist. It might cost you a drop more up front. Generally, you'll get a quicker response, a quicker resolution, and in the long run, it's going to wind up costing you less. So that's something you may want to consider as well. I'm going to put you on hold, send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses supplements. But at the same time, I definitely would start considering maybe seeing a veterinary dermatologist. It's always amazing to me why so many people are afraid to get that second opinion when it comes to their pets. Listen, no one respects veterinarians more than I do. I work with them every day. But even with my own pets, it's important. Even with my own line, I have rheumatoid arthritis, so I have a regular doctor, but I go to a rheumatologist, okay, for that specific part of me. So it's just as important for a dog or a cat guardian if they're going to their regular vet, and vets are great and everything's fine. But if you're going to the vet over and over again and you're not getting a result, doesn't mean that the vet is not doing everything he can do. But perhaps a specialist would be the way to go to determine exactly what the problem may be, and at the same time give you the exact resolution or a better. So that's where I would be at this time. A lot of people just be spending money and money over and over and over again and not getting the results. I'm assuming the test your vet wanted to do, Joe, was something just an allergy test where they take the blood from the dog, they send it to a laboratory, and it can determine specifically what allergens your dog may be reacting to. Is it a food allergy, environmental allergy? Could be any number of things. But in the meantime, I sent you a jar. We're going to get you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses supplement. You give me a call back in a few weeks and let me know how you're doing. But in the meantime, I would definitely do some research, see if in your area, and they're all over Southern California, if you can find a veterinary dermatologist that may give you a quicker diagnosis, and that's always important. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me take a break. When we come back, we'll get to you, Mark, and a couple of other calls as well. Listen. Here's the deal. And we are back on the Pet Show. Let's get over to my friend Mark. Hey, Mark, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's up?
So I'm calling about one of our Yorkies. We have two Yorkies. They're siblings. They're 16 years old, and they're old. We got them when they were like 3 months old. The female is actually does well, but the male over the last several months has had a issue regarding pooping. He'll let us know when he needs to go out to pee, but he will frequently just poop without giving us any warning. Sometimes he'll be sleeping on one of the beds, and we'll just walk over there and see that he's pooped. He hasn't gotten up or anything, and sometimes in the house he'll do the same thing. While the female always kind of, just lets us know that she's either hungry or needs to go out.
Yeah, Mark, I'll tell you what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you have a 13-year-old Yorkie. The fact that she's pooping, she's probably not aware of it. Have you taken her to the vet?
we not specifically for this issue.
Well, that's where she needs. That's where she needs to be. If you were saying to me, all right, she's pooping in the house every once in a while, she's having accidents every once in a while, I would sit with you and we resolve it from a behavioral standpoint. But the fact that she's not even aware that she's pooping sometimes, like when she's sleeping, there are medications on the market which could be really beneficial. There are diapers on the market which could be really beneficial. But the bottom line at this point, at this age, I think it's only fair to give her every shot we have, and it's possible the vet may be able to give you some medications to help control that, or maybe we'll change the feeding a little bit. But the fact, oh God, I can't believe you had them for 3 months and they're 16-year-old. How did the best friends, right? Best friends.
They're great. I mean, they're just our best friends. We love them so much. They're just terrific dogs.
Well, you give them a big hug and a kiss. I don't want to send you any food for them at this point. I'm trying to think what I want to say. You know what? I don't know what I want to send you. I'm trying to think. Go ahead.
We actually have 4 dogs. So these are our 2 old dogs.
Oh, okay, good. So then I know what I'm sending you. I'm going to put you on hold, and because you're such a big animal lover, you are getting a jar of my Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. Hey, listen, Paula, I'm not going to be able to get you, and if you're listening to the show right now and you got a question or comment, you know by now that when I get off the air here at 1 o'clock, I do my national and my Canadian show. It's done for Radio America, goes all over the United States and Canada, even goes to Guam. It's the same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts. And that number, you can start calling that number at 1 o'clock, but be patient because it does go into Washington, D.C., to Radio America. So be patient. Write this number down. Paula, you can start calling at 1 o'clock. Be patient, as I said. Here's that number, but don't start till 1 o'clock. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. Once again, 877-725-8255. That is the way to get it. But don't start calling that the one. It's the same type of show, as I said. Give away the same type of gifts. It goes all over the country, though. Let me just stress again, okay? We've been talking for a long time. You guys are my friends. You guys are my family. Kind of, we love each other. We've been together for so long. I really want you to check out my YouTube channel, okay? It doesn't cost anything. There's no money involved there. But the reason is the YouTube channel gives me the opportunity to answer a lot more questions than I can possibly answer here on the show just based on time. Also, there's shorts there. Some of the tips are maybe just a minute long, so you can kind of watch it, and watch the next one. But there's also longer things there as well. So it gives me the opportunity to really share a lot of information with you guys during the week. Not only that, but if you just want to have some fun, you can check out some of the old videos of me doing as the creature keeper on the Mickey Mouse Club, or driving Regis and Kathy Lee absolutely crazy. There's even pictures. God, talk about ages. Even videos there of me doing the Merv Griffin show and the Mike Douglas show. God, so check out. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Check out the Hugs and Kisses supplements. 20% off our spring sale. You can check it out at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or if you prefer, you can go directly to my website, thepetshow.com, and also save 20% there as well. And I hope you enjoy listening to the show. I hope you think about this. Maybe we'll do this again in a few weeks. Do you believe that your dogs and cats have opinions about people? I know they do. I look at my dogs, I look at Molly and Willie, and I can tell by their reaction pretty often if I'm going to like the person or not. Give your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, a special one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you. Thank you so much for listening to The Pet Show.